I'm back in JS Fiddle, and here's a very simple fiddle where I get my app div, where I output a title, which we can find in the data property down there, where I get a button hooked up to a event with VON syntax here, hooked up to the show method in the methods property on our Vue instance, and we get this vif to conditionally show something. I also get a computed property which calculates a lowercase title, and then here I got this watch property where I simply throw an alert whenever I click this show paragraph button. So if I do this, yeah, we see this alert, we see this is updated. We saw the alert as a side note because we were watching the title and the title changed when clicking this. So this code doesn't do anything we haven't seen yet. It's just a little collection of things we saw. In this section, I want to focus on this Vue instance though. We got all these properties, L, data, methods, computed, and that really is what makes up a VueJS application and what makes up a Vue instance. The Vue instance kind of is the middleman between our DOM, our HTML code up there, and our business logic. We pack all our business logic into this Vue instance, either in the data property if it's simply some data we want to work with, be that set it initially or changed throughout the application, be that a method which we want to call, for example when clicking a button where we then want to interact with our data and change it, like here in the methods property where we set up such methods. Or be that dependencies or more complex operations where we depend on the value of another property, like here in the computed property. These are the options on the Vue instance you already learned about throughout the last modules. And that again is what composes your Vue instance and composes your application, which allows you to pick the right tool for the right task using VueJS and setting it all up in this Vue instance. Well, there are two things I haven't touched on at all, for a good reason, but now is the time to do so. The first thing is, did you ever wonder if we could have more than just one Vue instance? In the end, we do hook up our Vue instance with this L selector here to this div ID with the ID app. What if we would have another div with another ID? Could we create a new instance? The answer is yes, I'll come back to this. Let me first ask the second question. Can we access our Vue instance from outside? We do have all our logic inside this object we pass to the constructor here, but could we access our instance from outside? The answer on this question is yes too. So let's look at these two questions in more detail now.